Now, there have been theories thrown around that Diddy may have been involved in Michael Jackson's passing. People also think that he may have had a hand in Aaliyah's passing. And there's some pretty hard evidence that Diddy has had a hand in some other pretty famous celebrities passing. Now, because of this, many celebrities seem to almost fear Beyonce. Like, you've all probably seen different speeches during the Grammys or VMAs or something. For no reason, celebrities are always bringing up Beyonce and like thanking her when she has nothing to do with anything.
They paid homage to certain sacrifices and homage to certain idols. And on the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have with each other.
Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill.
Like I said, she's the mother of our town. We appease her with pineapples and pumpkins and bananas, and she likes flashy stuff like mirrors and girly things. She also is the head deity of Beyonce. Beyonce's been initiated since the age of 13.
So there's some crazy footage that just surfaced showing none other than Beyonce looking literally possessed during a live performance. And you already know social media is on fire with theories, especially with all those recent rumors about Queen Bee supposedly taking part in Diddy's freak-off rituals. And now fans are also drawing parallels between these past allegations about Beyonce practicing witchcraft and these recent reports about Diddy's interest in the occult. There's a lot coming out now about Diddy's supposed involvement in some type of twisted ritual and how it all ties back to the people who allegedly control Hollywood and the entire entertainment industry. And I know it sounds wild, y'all, but at this point, I think quite literally anything is possible when it comes to these celebs. So let's jump right in and dissect this mess.
I slept on a mat on a floor. I swallowed a sword. I levitated, went to the basement, confessed my sins and was baptized in a river. Got on my knees and said amen and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. I threw myself into a volcano. I drank the blood and drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself and thought, I saw the devil.
So those witchcraft allegations about Beyonce are making waves again, and sources are now saying that Beyonce may have been dabbling in some bizarre rituals alongside none other than Diddy. Now, to give you some context, these witchcraft allegations aren't new. They've been haunting Beyonce for years. Back in 2018, Beyonce's former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, came out with some jaw-dropping claims and accused Beyonce of being knee-deep in extreme witchcraft. Yeah, you heard it right. She said extreme. Kimberly didn't hold back, alleging that Beyonce was casting spells to keep tabs on her and even controlling her finances. Things got so disturbing that Kimberly took the drastic step of going to court to file for a restraining order against Beyonce. Court documents obtained by The Blast revealed that Kimberly was part of Beyonce's all-female band for 7 years. During that time, she claims she witnessed Beyonce engaging in some seriously dark rituals. And according to Kimberly, Beyonce used powerful spells to monitor her every move and manipulate her financial situation. Kimberly claimed that Beyonce launched a harassment campaign against her, involving extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and even some spells aimed at causing sexual treatment. And it gets even crazier. Kimberly also accused Beyonce of deleting her innocent kitten as part of some intimidation ritual. So shortly after filing the court docs, Kimberly gave an interview with Daily Mail, spilling even more tea about her lawsuit. And she claimed that once she left Beyonce's team, Beyonce allegedly pulled some moves to keep Kimberly from landing a new gig.
Other people I've worked with that have been on a plateau have been paid to fire me. I found this out, and then it just kept happening. So it was like, it was a pattern, you know, get really excited about something, you build it up, you invest all this time and everything in it, and then, you know, she comes and pays people to fire me and insult me, and it's just been disastrous.
Kimberly then pointed out that the industry insiders are fully aware of Beyonce's disturbing behavior, but they still turn a blind eye and allow her to mistreat others without consequences.
Everybody knows, you know, like it's interesting that, you know, the public doesn't know all these things, but the people that are associated in the higher powers, to say more or less do, you know, and I've just been bullied this entire time. This has been going on for a very long time. And so it's taken God's strength, actually, to really make me get up and go stand up for myself. And doing that, starting with a restraining order. I don't want anything to do with this person, like, at all. I've said that for a very long time. I've even relocated cities and houses and apartments, and ways have been found to manipulate that and control that. I've lost a huge amount of money dealing with this situation. A lot of money has been stolen from me. A lot of rental deposits have been stolen from me. Just any money that was ever coming to me has been stolen and manipulated by this person. And it's all just a very wicked tactic to just keep me down and keep me under some type of control.
And then Kimberly also shared how she was brainwashed into believing Beyonce was the queen who could do no wrong, until she uncovered the dark truths about what was really happening behind the scenes.
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I love them. I send emails, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of things. I'm trying not to cry right now, but yeah, this restraining order was not done as a publicity stunt. I don't want anything, and I really want to make that clear. I want nothing to do with this person. This was not to up my career. This was not to jumpstart my drumsticks, my CDs, my music, my label. I don't want anything to do with this. If you even offered me money, if anybody was offering money for interviews, I would not take it. I don't want anything to do with this person. I want it dead. And it's even as far as me taking the legal matter and taking steps into putting it on writing and saying it, literally, that I don't want anything to do with this entire situation, with her money, with whatever she's got going on. I found a lot of my intellectual property stolen by her, my ideas, my drawings, the things I say, the things I do. She's even encouraged other celebrities to also steal and copy my ideas and things like that. So this has been a complete nightmare. I've been absolutely, I don't want to say the word, but just brutally with this entire situation of her trying to control everything that I'm doing and where I'm going. I mean, I've even traveled to different cities and been followed with this witchcraft stuff, and it's so it's completely compelled me to go into the light, go straight to God. I don't need a third party, completely be very nice, be very loving, step in light, stay away from conflict, because there's negative energy going on, and I don't know who to trust anymore, at all. Not that I'm paranoid or anything, but energetically now, because of this situation, I'm absolutely trained now to know who's good for me and who is not.
Now, when Kimberly's allegations first hit the news in 2018, the Beehive went wild, launching an online campaign to discredit her and labeled her as mentally unstable. But fast forward to today, and if you look at the most recent comments on Kimberly's interview, many fans now believe her claims. By the way, isn't it crazy how Beyonce has encouraged her fans to worship her and treat her like an actual goddess? We all know Beyonce has one of the most devoted fan bases in the industry, but calling them loyal doesn't even begin to uncover their unhinged behavior. If you didn't know better, you might think they're in a cult, following her every command and attacking anyone who dares to criticize their queen. These fans refuse to acknowledge the evidence that Beyonce has copied and sabotaged other artists. Meanwhile, they're more than happy to spend thousands for her concert tickets and buy up every useless product she promotes. And even if Beyonce isn't even part of the conversation, they'll still find a way to bring her name into it. And this complete devotion seems to be exactly what Beyonce expects from her fans and even her family. Just recently, there was a perfect example of how her fans and family act like they're part of a cult. When NBA legend Magic Johnson appeared on the Jennifer Hudson show in March, he talked about starring in Michael Jackson's video for Remember the Time, and he praised MJ, saying there's no one else who could do what he did during his lifetime.
Michael was able to do. She created it, built it, ran it, did a wonderful job. I love just sitting hearing from you about the greats, and from a great, this is gold, right, y'all? It's golden.
And I'm talking to a great.
Oh my God, thank you.
All good.
You were just at the unveiling of the Kobe Bryant statue in LA. What did that mean to you?
Yeah.
As you can see, Beyonce wasn't even part of the discussion. Nobody brought her up at all. But that didn't stop her cousin, Angela Beyonce, from jumping on Instagram to announce that Beyonce is the next Michael Jackson. Angela shared a story in response to a clip of Magic Johnson praising MJ for doing what no other artist can, and she added, "I went on 16 tours with Beyonce. There is one woman on this earth that can." And it's this kind of over-the-top behavior that really makes Beyonce's fans seem like they're in a cult. But just when you thought it couldn't get any more insane, a video popped up showing a woman from Oyotunji African village in South Carolina claiming that Beyonce was initiated there when she was just 13. The woman pointed to a statue of the village goddess and declared that this goddess is the head deity of Beyonce.
Like I said, she's the mother of our town. We appease her with pineapples and pumpkins and bananas, and she likes flashy stuff like mirrors and girly things. She also is the head deity of Beyonce. Beyonce has been initiated since the age of 13. Okay. The last temple over here, we're going to...
Now, Beyonce can definitely choose her own spiritual path, and we're not even here to judge anyone's beliefs. But there's been a ton of speculation suggesting that the spiritual practices Beyonce is involved in might be a bit, let's say, darker than most. Rumors have been circulating from different sources that Beyonce and her mom, Tina, may be connected to the occult. And then some fans believe that Beyonce partakes in X-magic rituals, and they're pointing to certain elements in Beyonce's album Lemonade as evidence that she was referencing these practices and rituals.
I swallowed a sword. I levitated, went to the basement, confessed my sins and was baptized in a river, got on my knees and said amen and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. I threw myself into a volcano. I drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself and thought I saw the devil. I grew thick in skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book.
Now, as for Tina Knowles, Jaguar Wright has made some bold claims about Tina and her supposed love rituals. Get this, Jaguar alleged that Tina had an affair with Jay-Z before pushing Beyonce into a relationship with him. And according to Jaguar, this was all part of Tina's plan to boost Beyonce's career, while essentially sacrificing Solange and her own talent in the process.
You should find another shoulder to cry on. Maybe that's why your husband left. You didn't need his shoulder, you had Jay-Z's.
Wait a minute, are you saying Jay-Z?
I'm saying it's all in the family.
What?
That's why they treat Solange so terrible. Because Solange ain't going for it. She's the real talent. She's the one with real integrity.
Wait a minute.
And the way she's been treated, it's disgusting.
Now, speaking of sacrificing people, for years, rumors have been flying around that Beyonce and Jay-Z have been involved in real-life sacrifices. And guess who's allegedly been helping them out? Their close family friend, Diddy. And once again, Jaguar Wright weighed in on this rumor, claiming that Diddy even helped Jay-Z get rid of a rumored mistress, Kathy White. See, Kathy was seen partying with Jay-Z and Diddy in Las Vegas right around the time those affair rumors surfaced. And supposedly, Beyonce caught wind of their outing.
Kathy White was first found out to be allegedly having an affair with Jay-Z when she was spotted at Club Tao in Las Vegas with Claudia Jordan and Diddy. When that news started to spread, allegedly Beyonce knew all about it.
But Jaguar didn't stop there. She also alleged that Diddy has a tape of Kathy White's alleged elimination and that it was a woman behind it.
Do it even more, go detailed. What do you predict will happen next in the future? You know, it's like you see it before it happens.
Kathy White's true is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Anything else?
Yeah. Show him the tape, Diddy. You got it.
Oh, man,
That might buy you a little time. You should probably stop looking for plastic surgeons.
Man.
Looking for a new life. New face. We gonna hang you high. Jay-Z too. Beyonce too. And we gonna round up all the Cause see, I love a good gay man. I just can't stand him.
And then some sources have even suggested that Kathy White's death was part of an orchestrated ritual since she passed away on September 2nd, 2011, just 2 days after Beyonce announced that she was pregnant with Blue Ivy, and only 2 days before Beyonce's birthday. And it gets even wilder. Kathy White isn't the only one who met a suspicious fate around Beyonce or Jay-Z's birthday. Take Clarence Avant, the legendary Black godfather of music. His 81-year-old wife Jackie was murdered during a suspicious home invasion on December 1st, 2021, just 3 days before Jay-Z's birthday. By the way, Jaguar Wright pointed out that just weeks before Jackie's life was taken, Clarence Avant attended a Roc Nation event with Jay and Diddy and encouraged them to make the industry a more positive place and uplift their community.
Last November, 2021, there was a Roc Nation brunch. Clarence Avant, the Black godfather of the industry, responsible for Quincy Jones' career, brought us Bill Withers, took care of us in the game for the Jews for many years, decades. At the dinner, he expressed he had no interest in retiring, and he was looking forward to working with Roc Nation to build a better, brighter future for our people in music. 3 weeks later, some random wanders into his mansion with armed security and all that with an AR, a rifle. His 80-year-old wife, Jacqueline Avon, in the back.
Now, some folks are saying that this is all just coincidence, and people like Jaguar Wright are reading way too much into this. But many others believe these suspicious industry deaths are actually linked to rituals, especially since so many people connected to Diddy died in November, which happens to be Diddy's birthday month. For instance, Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, passed away just 11 days after his birthday in 2018. And almost 10 years before that, Kim's ex-boyfriend, Shakir Stewart, was found dead on November 1st, 2008, just 3 days before Diddy's birthday. And let's not forget that Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal previously revealed that Diddy used to host these full moon rituals every year on the birthdays of Kim Porter and Biggie Smalls. And according to Gene, all types of wild things took place during these ceremonies, including some form of idol worship and men engaging in group acts with each other.
Kim Porter's birthday was on the same day. And people was thinking that because of Puff gave his birthday party on her birthday. But it was bigger than that, and people don't understand that. And I think that he had almost told off on himself when he spoke about the winter solstice. And that's when the pagans and people who believe in the cult was looking for that moon on 12/12 at 12 a.m. And they were doing spiritual rituals at that time. That's when that was going to be the last day of the full moon. And that means that the seasons and all that stuff has changed. But when you get into that spiritual realm stuff, it was when people they went and they paid homage to certain sacrifices and homage to certain idols. And on the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have each other. If you don't believe it, look it up for yourself. It was the last day of the full moon. And because it landed on 12, 12, and 12, that's when ritual sacrifices and prayers and everything was given to certain idols. And on the third day, they drank, they be merry and be happy, and the men would give gifts to each other and have sex with each other. So it was bigger than that. And he gave his day on my man's birthday, 3 days after the full moon, 3 days after the last moon on 12/12, 12 a.m.
But what's your take on these allegations about Beyonce, Diddy, and dark rituals? Do you think this is something Beyonce and Diddy have in common? Drop your comments below and don't miss out on this next story.